Hello Tasha, welcome to the class. We're going to practice Lotos sequence number 2. For this one we will start in Shashankasana or child pose. Thanks Tasha for demonstrating and thank you for joining. We're going to do this sequence which is very similar to the other one. A little bit more dynamic, so the warm-up phase is shorter. So it could be most suitable for the morning, the other one for the evening, so you can try both and see which one suits you better in which moment of the day. Maybe you want to do this in the evening as well, or the other one in the morning. It's all the same. So it's your decision, of course. Shashankasana is a very good posture to introvert and to prepare for the practice. So it has the same introspective effect of other asanas, but here at the same time you're stretching the lower back, you're slightly massaging the abdominal organs in the contact you're creating between the thighs and your abdominal organs. So give yourself some time in the posture. You have the option to stretch the arms or maybe to allow the elbows to touch the floor. This will create a more relaxing effect in the shoulders, shoulder blades and neck. There are of course other options of this posture by bringing the arms on the sides. You can try which one suits you best. After a few moments in Shashankasana, you can walk back and sit on the heels in Vasharasana. Feeling the effects of this introspection of Shashankasana and this moment you took for yourself. We can start with head rotation, Griva Sanchalana, by rotating the head in clockwise direction 5 times, breathing in, leaning the head backward, breathing out forward. Eyes gently closed. You massage the neck with a movement. And anytime you can do in the opposite direction. Don't forget to coordinate the movement, breath and movement. Breathing in, half of the circle backwards, breathing out, forward. Try to keep the shoulders in a neutral position without activating them, keeping them away from the ears. After a few rounds, you can bring the head back in a neutral position and observe the intense effect on the breath that you have created with the head rotation. The next will be shoulder rotation by bringing the tip of the toes on the shoulders and rotating, bringing the elbows towards the ceiling, breathing in and out. You can do 5 times in one direction and 5 times in the other direction. Once you have completed the last round, we can go with the hands on the floor and getting ready for the cat posture. We can do some improvisation here, just rotating the pelvis and the shoulders a bit. Try to go with the feeling and do not worry too much on the form here. How does it look or not? Just close the eyes. Go with your feeling and what in this moment goes better for your body, for your mind. Use the stretching as a massage for your body to release any tensions, to improve circulation of prana, of blood into the body. After a few rounds, we can also do activation of the back by raising the head towards the ceiling, the buttocks as well, so you're activating the spine. You can push slightly the abdomen out, and then breathe out, chin to the chest, abdomen in, you're stretching the back, and breathing in, you're activating the back. So this is a backward bending, activation of the back, breathing in, forward bending, stretching of the back, breathing out. After a few rounds, we can come back into a neutral position. And then stretch the left leg towards the ceiling, raising the leg with the heel towards the ceiling. So you're activating the back of the thighs and the buttocks, the spine long. If you want to add the upper back, you can stretch and raise the right arm as well. And if you look forward, it's going to be even more intense as a backward bending. We can do dynamically by bringing the knee to the face, breathing out. So we are doing again a forward bending, but more intense than the previous one, and a backward bending, but breathing in again. We can do a few rounds. There is the option to do this dynamically or static, as you prefer. We're still in the warm-up phase, so probably dynamically makes more sense in this case. Then we can do the other side, right leg and left arm. Maybe the first round you stay a few breaths in the position and then you go dynamically, breathing out, bringing the knee to the face, and breathing in, stretching and raising again. After a few rounds, you can get back with the knees on the floor, the hands on the floor, and shortly in Shashankasana, the child pose. For a counter pose, a short break after activating the back. You stay here for a few breaths only, and then we will slip forward, coming into with the abdomen to the floor, the chest on the floor. We're going to do the twisting Cobra, Tiryaka Bhujangasana, by bringing the tip of the toes tucked in the floor, your mat width apart, because we want to create a nice stretching on the sides. You're going to breathe in, raising up the body, twisting the body to the left, stretching the right side of the body. As Tasha is doing, she's also twisting the pelvis and trying to look at the right heel. Then hold the breath and twist in the other direction. So you're stretching the left side now, you're looking at your left heel, like crossing your side. Then get back to the floor, breathe out. We are going to continue this dynamically, breathing in, raising up, Holding the breath, twisting to the left, twisting to the right, looking to the opposite heel, and breathing out, getting back to the floor. We can do 5 rounds, up to 10 rounds, depending on your needs, time, and expectations. You can do it slowly, you can do it faster. Make sure you keep your feet mat width apart. And give priority to the twisting, to the side stretching you're creating with this position. Very nice. This is, of course, strengthening the back. We can do a short break before we start with the next one. It's also loosening the back, warming up, and getting ready for a more intense backward bending as we're going to do now. We're going to do Bhujangasana, the plain Cobra. Tasha is doing with the tip of the toes tucked in on the floor. You could do also with the back of the foot on the floor, as you prefer. You activate the legs, the hands under the shoulders, you push slightly forward, activate the abdomen, breathing in, pushing the abdomen out, so you get support of the core muscles here. You can look forward or up, shoulders down, away from the ears. Feel the activation on the whole back, especially in the lower back. Breathing out, get back to the floor. You can do this static or dynamically. So we're going to do dynamic 5 rounds. Breathing in, push the abdomen out, raise up in Bhujangasana, hold there for a little bit, breathe out, get back. Again, breathe in. And breathe out, relax. Another round, breathe in. Breathe out, relax. And the last round, breathing in. Hold there for just a moment. And breathe out, relax shortly. We're going to continue with some backward bending. This time we're going to stretch the arms over the head with the palms down. And we're going to do a half posture here, which is the Ardha Shalavasana. We're going to raise the left leg and the right arm and also the head, breathing in. Push the abdomen out so you get support from the core muscles. Breathe out, relax. Then the opposite side, breathing in, right leg, left arm. Push the abdomen out, activating, breathe out, relax. We can continue on this variation. If this is enough for you, you can continue on this variation. Otherwise, we can try the full variation by raising both legs and both arms at the same time. Breathing in, pushing the abdomen out to make sure your core muscles are engaged, and breathing out, relaxing. We can do 5 rounds, for example, of this variation or more, or you can stay for example, 5 breaths in the static variation, or 10 breaths. You can raise up the intensity with the time. You always remain in a comfortable level. You don't want to push beyond your limits. So then you can relax by breathing out. Again, if it's too much in the morning, if it's too much in this phase of the asanas, make sure you remain in a safe level. So maybe you want to do only the half variation or only the Cobra and then relax, So depends on your possibilities. That also might vary from day to day, from time of the day to time of the day. So always be aware of your feeling and don't try to push beyond that. Remain in comfortable level, in safe level, making the practice a nice experience. From here we can get back into Shashankasana as a counter pose. So we push with the hands forward, the knees remain on the floor, and we get back with the forehead on the floor, sitting on our heels in this so-called child pose, full moon pose, and other names we have for this position. This is a counter pose just for a moment to give the lower back a nice feeling, to separate a little bit the vertebrae and stretch the lower back muscles. From here we're going to move forward by slipping the body forward and stretching the arms into the upward facing dog. And from here we're going to move into the downward facing dog, slowly building up the position by stretching the back, raising the knees from the floor. The head is in a neutral position or looking a little bit towards the feet, the knees, or even the navel. Here we are keeping the knees bent first, and we are slowly stretching one leg after the other, giving the body some time to adapt to the position, stretching the tendons and the heels and the lower legs. It's important to keep the posture safe. You can harm yourself in such a posture, so that's why you go slowly here. There are a few variations you can do in this position. We can do just a few. For example, raising the right leg towards the ceiling, breathing in, and then bringing the knee to the chest by breathing out. This is also activating the core muscles. Then raising up again, breathing in, and relaxing, breathing out, foot on the floor. Then we can do the opposite side. Breathing in, raising up. Breathing out, bringing the knee to the chest. Breathing in, raising up again, and breathing out, relaxing. You can also do knee to the chest or knee to the opposite elbow. For example, raising up the right leg, breathing out, bringing the knee whether to the chest or to the left elbow, which is even more intense, activating also the side of the core muscles. Breathing in, raising up again. Here you are activating the back part of the body, and breathing out, relaxing. It's a very complete workout, actually, this one. Breathing in, raising up. You can also bend the knee in this case and open the chest a little bit, so you're creating a more intense stretching of the front part of the body, and breathing out, bringing the elbow whether to the chest or to the opposite elbow. If it's too much, of course, you can anytime do a break, raising up, breathing in again. And if you want to do a break in Shashankasana, of course, anytime, feel free to do it, but bringing the knee on the floor, knees on the floor, the forehead on the floor, and relaxing for a moment. Of course, if you want to continue with your practice or doing any other improvisations, feel free to do it. We're going to come back to the downward facing dog by slipping forward into the upward facing dog first, maybe. Breathing in, raising up, looking up, and breathing out into the downward facing dog. We're going to raise the right leg towards the ceiling, breathing in. We can also bend in case we want, or depending on if you want to stretch here or if you want to activate the back part of the thigh. Breathing out, right foot forward between both hands. We can give some stretching of the left side of the leg, groin, abdomen, iliopsoas by improvising any kind of movements that are suitable for you in this moment. For example, Tasha is now doing Ardha Chandrasana, the half moon pose. But any other options are okay. Some people like to, for example, bring the palms together here in front of the chest and twisting to the right by bringing the left elbow to the thigh. And once you're in this final position, you can try to lower the pelvis a little bit more, coming closer to the floor. This is also a very nice, intense stretching for the left side, isn't it? Nice. From here, we're going to build up the warrior posture, the warrior one this time. So coming back with the fingertips on the floor, maybe we want to change the side, Tasha, so people can see you from the front. We're going to bring the left heel on the floor. And this time we're going to raise up the body to the front, facing forward, arms over the head, whether together, the hands are separated, shoulders down. And once you're in the final position, you can look forward, you can look up, intensifying, in this case, the back bending on the upper back. From here, we can do twisting by bringing the left elbow to the right thigh, if this is possible, there are two options. We can remain with the heel on the floor. This is a bit more difficult for the twisting, or you can bring the tip of the toes on the floor. It's a little bit lighter. There are plenty of variations you can do in this position. Feel free to experiment yourself. We're going to get back into the warrior pose, Virabhadrasana, but the two this time. So we're going to bring the left heel on the floor. And from here, we're going to stretch the right leg, coming up, opening the arms, facing to the right, breathing in and breathing out, bending the right knee, trying to bring the thigh parallel to the floor, the weight of the body well distributed in between both legs, the left leg stretched out, and your knee is not beyond your ankle or toes. So you try to keep the knee in a safe position. If you go beyond this, you probably might need to separate the legs a bit more, Very good. From here, we're going to move into the side bending by bringing the right elbow to the thigh or farther, and then the left arm in a straight line between leg, upper body and arm, Very nice. If you want to go even a bit lower, feel free to do it. So far you can keep the line between leg, upper body and arm. Very nice. Then from here we will move slowly back into the downward facing dog by bringing the hands back to the floor. Doing a big step backward. Breathing out. Very nice. And then we're going to do the opposite side by raising the left leg towards the ceiling. Breathing in and breathing out, bringing the left foot forward. We can stretch a bit the right side with different variations we can use for this position. Always feel free to experiment different options in here. We have tried today, for example, the twist, and some people like to grasp the back foot. Do you know that one, for example? Exactly. This is a very intense stretching, so always careful, respecting your limitations. So from here, releasing, and we can build up the warrior one. So maybe we want to change the sides. Thank you. For the warrior one, we separate the legs so the heel remains on the floor, raising up the body, stretching the arms over the head. You can look forward or up, depending on if you want to create a more intense activation of the upper back in the backward bending. We can go into the twisting now by bringing the right elbow to the left thigh. Exactly. Again, the option could be heel on the floor, or you can go into the tip of the toes, depending on your possibilities. From here, we're going to move back to the warrior two by bringing the heel back on the floor, raising up, stretching the legs and the arms, opening the chest, looking to the left over the left shoulder, and breathing out, bending the left knee. If you need to adjust by separating the legs a little bit more, feel free to do it. It's important that the position is stable, that the knee doesn't go beyond the ankle and the foot. So legs need to be in the right position, so feel free to do any adjustments you might need. We can do the side bending by bringing the left elbow to the side and the right arm parallel to the floor. Or if you want to go deeper, of course, feel free to do it. So far, you're not missing this line between leg, upper, body, and arm. Looking to the upper hand will make sure that you're twisting more the body, opening the chest better in the side bending. You want to avoid bending forward in here, you know. From here we can bring the hands on the floor, make a big step forward by bringing the feet parallel to each other, hip width apart, and relax, allow the body to fall in the position. You can bend slightly the knees, making a nice stretching on the back. If you want to sway the body a little bit to the right, left, feel free to do it. And anytime, whenever you feel comfortable to do it, you can roll the spine slowly up by bending the knees a bit more, the abdomen forward, shoulders away from the ears, and slowly coming up into your standing position, observing the effect of the practice for a moment. Until we go to the next one, we're going to do a balancing posture, Eka Padasana, bringing the weight of the body on the right foot, fixing your gaze for balancing, stretching the arms over the head, breathing in and breathing out, bending forward, raising the left leg towards the ceiling, holding there for about 5 breaths, if possible. In case you need some support of a wall or anything, feel free to do it. And anytime, you can come back by breathing in, raising the arms over the head, looking up, and breathing out, relaxing. You can hold in the position for a few breaths, and then do the opposite side. You breathe out by bending forward, and then with normal breath, you remain in the position for a few moments. Let's say 5 breaths. 5 breaths will be enough. If you need to do more or less, adjust it to your own needs. Get back by breathing in and breathe out, relax. Of course, you can do a second round on both sides if you want it, or if one is just enough, we can move forward to the next practice, which is Surya Namaskara, sun salutation. So getting ready mentally and physically for the sun salutation in a neutral position. Close the eyes and try to tune with the sun energy. It is an important part of the practice to also engage the mind into the practice and try to awaken the feeling of connection with the sun energy and the power that the sun is bringing into your life, even if we're not seeing it or being in front of the sun, we can also awaken this feeling within us. And this is actually what we want to do. We want to activate the sun energy within us with this practice. Palms in front of the chest, together, pranam or namaskar mudra. Take a deep breath in and out. And then we start breathing in, raising up the arms over the head, slight backward bending. Breathing out, bending forward. If you need to bend the knees here, feel free to do it. Try to bring the forehead to the knees, so you're giving priority to the stretching of the back. It's more safe than if you're stretching too much the legs. Right foot backwards, a big step. In Ashwasana Chalanasana, try to keep with the fingertips on the floor. Looking up, stretching the front part of the body. Breathing out into the downward facing dog. Continue to breathe out, getting into Ashtanga Namaskara, knees, chest and chin to the floor, and then breathing in Bhujangasana. Core muscles active, pushing the abdomen out. Breathe out again, Parvatasana. Left foot forward, breathing in. Right foot forward, breathing out. Breathe in, raise up. Breathe out, palms in front of the chest. From here, continue breathing in, raising up. Breathe out, bend forward. You can bend the knees if you want it. Left foot backwards, breathing in. Breathe out. Continue to breathe out in Ashtanga Namaskara and breathe in deeply. Fill your lungs in Bhujangasana. Push the abdomen out. Breathe out, downward facing dog. Right foot forward, breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And out. Breathe in again, raise up. Breathe out, bend forward. Right foot in. Downward facing dog, out. Continue to breathe out in Ashtanga Namaskara and breathe in the Cobra. Out in downward facing dog. Left foot forward, breathe in. Right foot forward, breathe out. Engage the abdominal muscles, breathe in, raise up. Breathe out. And again, breathe in. Out, bending forward. Left foot in. Right foot out. Down to the floor, continue to breathe out and deeply breathe in Bhujangasana. Breathe out. Right foot in. Left foot out. Raise up in. And breathe out. And another round in. Raise up. Out, bend forward. Right foot in, left foot out. Continue to breathe out and in the Cobra. Out. Left in, right out. In and out. And again, breathe in, raise up. Out, bend forward. Left in, right out. Continue to breathe out, down to the floor and breathe in Bhujangasana. Out. Right foot in, left foot out. Raising up in, and breathe out, relax. We're gonna go into Shavasana to neutralize the effect of sun salutation. So we lay down in Shavasana, but of course if you want to continue the practice, do a few more rounds, feel free to do it. You might have noticed that we have done the first round slower, the second one a bit faster, the third even faster. This is the traditional way to practice the sun salutation. And you can go very fast in case you can afford it, but of course you need to adjust the speed, the pace, and the intensity to your own needs. Of course, if you want to improve with the practice and add more rounds and do it faster with the time, you can feel free to do it. We just have demonstrated with Ashahya 3 rounds. So, for a moment, we lay down in Shavasana, and we bring the attention to the effects of the practice, the more intense ones, which are in the body, physical, like the breath, probably agitated, the heartbeat, probably the body is warm. So all these are physical effects. We know this experience in yogic terms as Annamaya Kosha, the physical body. But there are effects in more subtle bodies. For example, Pranamaya Kosha, the energetic body, or Manomaya Kosha, the mental body. For example, you can feel the extroversion of the mind activity in this mental body, the flow of prana, of energy in the pranic body. We recommend to visualize maybe any energetic sensation you might be feeling this moment in your energetic body by visualizing this feeling as little pearls, white, golden pearls floating in different parts of the body, maybe on the chest, throat, face, maybe on the legs, wherever you feel it. The visualization is an active part we exercise in yoga, where we engage the parasympathetic part of the brain, connected with the moon energy, connected with creativity, intuition, and other female qualities, to balance the logic, masculine side of the mind, connected with the sun energy. We need both, we have both, and we want them to keep in balance. After Shavasana, probably you can notice that the effects of the sun salutation are neutralized, and you feel more calm, but also active, because we have activated both energies, the active and the passive ones. So in case you want to create some nice contact in between your lower back and the floor by bringing the knees to the chest, you can massage a little bit the lower back by moving, doing slight movements to the right and left, or small circles, or any other improvisation you want to do in this position. From here we can go into the shoulder stand, Sharvangasana. Again, carefully here with neck, lower back, so don't go beyond your limits. Try to remain before your limits. So you can do 70% of your maximal range of movement, and once you feel comfortable, maybe move towards 80%, 85%, but never go on 100%. Just try always to remain in comfortable levels. The whole body is relaxed, feet are relaxed, the legs are relaxed, mostly neck and shoulders are relaxed. If you want to come even closer with the chest to the chin, you can bring the elbows a bit closer to each other, trying to bring the palms a bit closer to the shoulder blades. So this will bring the posture more into this kind of candle pose idea, straight and vertical to the ceiling. To go into Halasana, the next posture, you can go whether straight away with the tip of the toes to the floor, or bringing the knees to the forehead. This is a more comfortable and safe possibility. And then if you manage to bring the toes to the floor, it's good. If not, remain with the knees on the forehead in a comfortable position. Tasha is also bringing the hands together, interlocking the fingers to bring the shoulder blades even closer to each other. So this is always helping the chest to come closer to the chin and going deeper into this position. You can remain for a few breaths in Halasana. And anytime you want to come back into Shavasana, release the hands, bring the shoulder blades a bit more separated again, the knees to the forehead, the knees to the face, the knees to the chin. You roll the spine slowly, vertebra by vertebra, back to the floor, the heels to the floor. Neutralize the position, allow the spine to relax before you go back into Shavasana to observe the effects of the practice. Next, we will go into Matsyasana, the fish pose, by bringing the hands under the buttocks, trying to open the chest. Once you get into the position, you raise the upper body, and then you bring the crown of the head to the floor. Make sure that the head is touching the floor, it's not on the air, so you don't have the whole weight of the head on the vertebrae, on the neck. If you want to go even deeper in the position, you can try to stretch a little bit more the arms so your shoulders are going more away from the ears. But again, here, as in any posture, we recommend to remain before the limits, before your maximal range of movement to make it safe. And also, not to make too intense the physical experience. You also want to be able to feel the energy in the position. And for that reason, it's important that the body is not that engaged. So always the postures are comfortable enough that you can have the pranic feeling into the positions. Anytime we can release the posture by raising the head, bringing the chin to the chest, and relaxing in Shavasana. Observe for a moment the effects of the practice. We are now in the cool down phase. So all the asanas we are doing should be nourishing and creating a nice, pleasant sensation for the body and the mind. So feel free to improvise anything, to experiment as well if you're practicing at home. We're going to do now knees to the chest again and massage for the lower back a little bit. And what we are doing here is just an example. Of course, you can do others. For example, the happy baby or any other options. By bringing the heels on the floor again, with knees bent, we can do the half pigeon by bringing the right foot on top of the left thigh and pulling the legs towards you, towards the abdomen, by breathing out. And anytime you can do the other side. And relax by coming back into Shavasana shortly. We're going to do Shava Udara Karshanasana by bringing the right foot on top of the left knee, the right arm on the side, and with the left hand you will push the right knee towards the floor, towards the left, and you twist the head to the right. More than pushing in the position, try to open in the position. That's why it's also important to remain beyond the limits. The posture is comfortable enough so the body can relax, can open, the muscles are not tense, they are open, and you can create space for the energy to flow, for the breath to flow. So you may notice the effects after that are more intense than if you're pushing. Please get back to the middle by breathing in, breathing out. Again in Shavasana, to observe for just a moment the natural breath and how the changes on the breath are also affecting the mind. If the breath is deeper, if the breath is slower, the mind will also become more introverted, calm, find more inspiration, creativity, all part of the moon energy, which is in you and that you can activate anytime. We do the opposite side now by bringing the left foot on top of the right knee, the left arm on the side, and with the right hand, you are pushing the knee to the right, twisting the head to the left. Again, it is more opening than pushing, because you want to activate the moon female energy, which is more connecting with this opening more than the pushing. Pushing is more part of the male sun energy. And in this moment, you want to activate your moon energy, your Idanadi, your creativity, your parasympathetic midbrain. By breathing in, get back to the middle and relax in Shavasana for a moment. Observe the effect of the practice in the body, in the breath, and in the mental level as well. We could finish the class in this moment, or you could do, for example, if you are missing abdominal muscle workout, for example, you could do it in this moment. Of course, this will again activate you. It is totally okay. Just to be aware of what do you want to do after this. If you want to do some meditation or pranayama, maybe it's better to go from here into the next. But if you are missing this abdominal part, feel free to do it now. Otherwise, we will also do a last part of the class, coming into a sitting position. We're going to do Titalyasana, the butterfly, by bringing the heels together, closer to your pelvic floor, pulling them with your hands. You can do some swaying to the right and left first, maybe to stretch the sides, or circles, or any other improvisation in this position. Otherwise, the typical and most well-known version of Titalyasana by raising the knees and lowering in a faster way. This is good to open the hips, to prepare them for more intense stretching or for sitting positions, for meditative sitting postures. Then with your hands, you help the knees to get back to the middle. This is a safer way. We can hold the back by bringing the hands back. We can do some twistings in this position by bringing the knees to the side. And twisting the body in the other direction. And then we can stretch the legs forward. We can do a slight version of Paschimottanasana by grasping the big toes with the index and middle finger. You can bend the knees a little bit more, so you are not stretching the legs, you are stretching more the back, and then we can bring the head forward. In a natural position, just allow the body to fall in this posture. You can bend the knees as much as you want to keep the posture comfortable. In case you want to stretch the legs, feel free to do it. Of course, remaining in a comfortable level, as we always say, in Paschimottanasana. The breath is natural. Make sure you're breathing deeply, naturally, without any tension. Make sure the whole body is relaxed in the position. Try to have more the feeling you're falling in the posture than pushing too much. The head is an extension of the spine, so you're not pushing the head forward or upwards. You just make a natural curve here of the spine and the head. To come out of the posture, you can raise the head, stretch the arms over the head, breathing in. So you're activating the back muscles as a counter pose, and breathing out, holding the back by bringing the hands behind the buttocks. We can do a slight backward bending by raising the buttocks, bringing the tip of the toes to the floor in Setu Asana, abdomen towards the ceiling as a counter pose, activating the buttocks, and then breathing out, relaxing. Very nice. We will do now a twisting posture, Ardha Matsyendrasana, by stretching the legs forward. The left leg over the right one. Try to hold and bring the thigh a bit closer to the abdomen. We're going to twist to the left, so maybe you want to bring the elbow to push the leg a little bit more. And the left hand is not far away from the buttocks, just like 5-10 centimeters. So you come in this twist and the spine is long. And you hold there for a few breaths, 5, 10, or even more. And by breathing in, you get back to the middle. And release the posture. We can do the opposite side. Very good. Now we do the right leg over the left one. Bring the thigh a bit closer to the abdomen. This variation is enough. If you can, of course, as Tasha is doing, bring the elbow to the side, it's even more intense, but you don't need to do it if it's not possible. This hand is pushing to make the spine long. This arm is pushing to twist. So you're using the strength of the arms. The spine and the legs are in a neutral form. They are not pushing anywhere. The crown of the head towards the ceiling, the chin parallel to the floor, chest is open, and the breath is natural. Breathe in, relax, coming back to neutral position. In case you need to twist in the other direction to create a slight counter pose, feel free to do it. Otherwise, we stretch both legs forward. So now we're going to do a side bending. We are going to bend the left knee. So maybe we need to change the side. We bend the left knee, bringing the heel as close as possible to your pelvic floor, and then bring the knee to the side. It is important to do this way, not to harm the inner meniscus. So whenever you're opening the hip, bring first the knee to the chest, open it, then to come out, bring it back to the middle and stretch. So we're going to bend now to the right. We're opening the chest to the left, raising the left arm towards the ceiling, giving priority to the side bending here. You're going to bend to the right. Maybe first you can grasp whether the ankle or the lower leg. If you manage to grasp your toe, your big toe, even better. Or as Tasha is doing a nice side bending here. You can remain in this posture for a few breaths, 5, 10, or even more, depending on your needs. The priority you want to, of course, you have a forward bending here, but also the side bending in the kind of twisting you're creating here. To come out, you breathe in, raising up the arm towards the ceiling, and breathe out, relax. Again, to come out of the position, bring the knee back to neutral and stretch the leg. You can observe for a moment the effect before you do the other side. And then, anytime, you can bend the right knee, bring it to the chest, the heel on the floor, open the hip to the side, open the chest to the side, stretch the right arm towards the ceiling, and do the side bending to the left, breathing out. In case you need to bend the knee, it will be the left knee in this case, feel free to do it. You want to give priority in this case to the side bending. Of course, if you can stretch the leg, it's totally okay, it's even better. To come out of the posture, breathe in, raising up the arm again, and breathe out, relax. The knee back to the middle. Stretch the leg, and for a moment, close the eyes, observe the effect. And then we can come with crossed legs into a sitting position. In case you want to practice some pranayama now, it's a good moment because we are coming in from the cool down phase, more introverted, close the eyes. Or if you want to do a short meditation, the last part of the asana sequence has been designed to prepare you, to prepare the mind, to prepare the body for a more introspective, introverted practice. Could be pranayama, could be some meditation, some yoga nidra, or just some om chanting to continue again with your normal rhythm. Thank you very much, Tasha, for demonstrating. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining. See you next time.